Okay, let us start a new project first. I'll go to my file menu. Then I'm going to my file menu. I'm selecting new Java project. I'm selecting. So it'll ask me what is the name of the project that you want to have it. So let us give some project name, test packages. Okay, test pack I'm giving it. Right. Then the rest of the things remain same. So you're going to use the JD, the environment JRE, you're going to use a 1.8, I'm using it. So I'm asking to create the separate folders for source and class file. Okay, then modules we are not interested, so we are not giving it anything. Then, so we'll say finish. So once you say finish, now you see that, so the project folder is going to be created for you. Okay, so you see now what is that we gave? It's a test pack we gave it. Now this one SRC folder is there. Now I want to create a package in this one. Then now select new. Then I'm selecting the package. Okay, I'm selecting my new package. So once I'm selecting a new package, then it will ask me what is the name of the package that you want to have it. Now let us say that you want to create a package name called bank. Now remember, the naming convention we follow for the package name is small letter. It starts with a small letter. If you are trying to use a capital letter, then immediately it says you that it is not encouraged for you to use a capital letter for a package name. We are going to use a small letter. Generally, the package name that you are going to create, that will be like your website, what you call your domain name. So for example, let us say that you're going to have your domain as huddlerise.com. Then you will be giving the package name as com.huddlerise, will be giving it. Understood? So if my domain, whatever maybe you're calling it as a domain name is, that is your internet website name. So we want to use that one as a package name. The reason why we'll be using that kind of names means we want to have that one as unique. Tomorrow, let us say that if you are going to put all your programs into the internet, you are going to place it into internet, and you want them to be unique. Say, for example, you talk about your class name. Let us say that you're going to create a class called customer class, or you're going to create a class called some other. Okay, let us say that you're going to create a class called account. Okay, some name you're going to create it. So everybody will be using a similar kind of names. So for example, you create a name called customer, somebody else also will be using the same name called customer. Then when Java wants to identify it, there should be something should be unique for you to identify things. Then what we do is we'll be using our domain name itself, we'll be using it as a unique identification. Okay, so now here, let us say that you're going to create a package called, so I want to give the package name. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm writing com.hr I'm going to use. I'm just using a shortcut name, but you cannot use this HR. You have to use it as only Huddlerise. You have to use it. Okay. So com.huddlerise. Now remember, so when I'm going to create my package, okay. So now internally what will happen is automatically Eclipse will create the folder structure for you. So whatever the folders you're creating, whatever the package you're creating, so that package folder will be created. So before that, I'll just cancel this one. Okay. Now here, if you look in, so we are going to use test pack. This is the project name you created. So in this one, there is a folder called SRC folder is there. Now you see only the SRC folder is there right now. Now I want to create a package there. File. I'm selecting the new. Then I'm selecting a package. Okay. Now I am giving my package name as com.huddlerise. I'm going to give it. Then I said finish. So once I say finish, now you see that. So under this SRC, you see now the package is created. What do you call? com.huddlerise is going to create for me. Okay. So in this package, I want to create my Java files now. Now I'll go my new. Okay, I'll select my class there. So I'm going to create the class, right? So the package name is com.huddlerise. Now the name I want to give it. Now let us say that you're going to create a class called customer class. You're going to create it. Okay, in this one, I want to have the main method. Also select the main method, done it as, then I'll say finish. Now you see that here com.huddlerise is there. Okay, now your package is going to be there, your file is going to be there, customer.java is there. So under the package called com.huddle-rise. Now you see on top, it will be creating the package name. So on the top, you'll have the first name will be your package name, and then your class name goes on. Okay, so we are going to have the class name and everything will be there for us. Now inside this, you can start writing your normal regular code. You can start writing. For example, let us say I want to use just a printout, a print message I want to have it. So I want to have a welcome message I want to print. System.out.println. So hello. I'm just giving hello huddle-rise message. I'm printing it. Now, as usual, you can run the application. So you see that the output of the application is going to be printed for you on screen. That's it. Only thing is what we are doing here, we are going to add the package name. We are going to add it. So when I'm going to add the package name, what will happen? So you see that your files will be placed into that particular folder. Okay, or what you call the folder structure is going to be created for you, and then it's going to be doing it for you. Understood? Okay. Now, when I'm going to have the set of classes are going to be there under one folder, that is called a package. So we are going to have set of classes defined in a folder or directory is what you call a package. So if you want to define a package, so what you can do is you can go to the file menu, select the option, new package, you can select it. So before that, first step, what you do is always you'll be creating a new project you're going to select. So go to the file menu, select new Java project. Okay, then after creation of the project is being done, so in that project, I'm going to create a new package I'm going to create. Then after the package is created, then what is the next step? We'll use class, we'll be creating it. So file menu, new class you're going to select. Okay, so you have to follow this structure. So every time you have to follow this structure. Once you follow this structure, then it'll be, this is how we write the coding in our Java. First, we'll create the package. It is not advised for you to create a file without the package. Okay, the class files are not advised to create without the packages. Why? Means we want to have the unique names has to be there. Okay, when I talk about my unique name, then what will happen? It will be taking it as com.huddle-rise.customer class. It will be taking it. If I go to create a class called customer, then it will be taking it as com.huddle-rise.customer class. If you are going to create some other name, whatever the name that you have created, the name will be there for us as it is. Right? So generally, we are going to use the package names to identify them as a unique name. Okay, you want to have the differentiate name. Differentiation has to be done from one the other. Then your package name will be acting as your unique identification for you. Okay, able to understand? Everybody will be creating the same package, same class name will be using. Everybody may be using customer name only. But how your class is going to be different from the others means that name, the domain name that what you're using, that will be different for different people. Okay, so generally one domain name which is there, that will not be there for the other people. Like for example, if you say huddle-rise.com is going to be unique for only for Huddle-rise. Nobody else can use that particular domain name called huddle-rise.com. Okay, but when you're talking about your packages, we are going to use com.huddle-rise, you're going to use it, right? Okay, so this is how we are going to do it. Then what happens? So as soon as I create my package internally, so Java itself, Eclipse will take care of creation of your folder name creation is going to take care. Okay. Now, once I'm going to create my folders and once I'm creating my classes, I'm going to create. So whatever the classes which are there under one folder, they can be accessed by others. Okay. They can be accessed by others. Okay, the important thing one has to remember. So in our Java, so a default package is imported. A default package is imported into the program. So what is the default package that is going to be imported for us into the program is, that is, it is java.lang. This is the package which is imported for you into your program. For example, the classes what you're going to use. Okay, the classes which are there, like string classes there. Okay, the classes what we are using called string, integer, okay, double. So these classes are available for us under package called lang. We have seen, okay, we have used, okay, we have used the package. So we have used a package, what do you call, like any package name that we used? We have used a package called util. We have used a package called util there. So in the util, we have different classes are going to be there. So what are some of the classes that are there as a part of util class? Sorry, util package. Very good. So we had the classes called scanner class. Okay, like yesterday we have seen input format exception it is. Okay, like that, different classes are going to be there as a part of your util package. We also used another package, what you call java.io package we have used. So inside this one, we had the classes like file, okay, file reader. You remember it yesterday we were using it. Okay, so we had the classes like this. Util pack, in your IO package, you are going to have a class called file class is there, file reader class is there. Okay, IO exception, like this. Now remember that what we talked about the previous class, the exception class we are going to have it. The exception class is a part of your lang package only for us. Okay, so like the different packages will have different classes will be there in that. So one among that class where we talk about is, so we have a class. I have a class called math. We have one class called math. So what is this class called math means? The class math, okay, we have a class called math. This is a built-in. It's a built-in class for us in our Java. So this has some methods for us and some properties are there and some methods are there for us. Some of the methods that are there for me, like for example, I want to calculate the square root of a number. So we have a method called sqrt, so which will help me to calculate the square root. Calculate the square root of a number. Okay, I want to calculate the square root of a number. So we can make this pack, the class called math class, we can make use of it. Okay, we'll take some examples from the math class, then we'll discuss more on that. For example, system.out.println. So I want to calculate the square root of number 10 there. So then what I'm doing is I'll call math.sqrt of 10. 10 I'm giving as an argument there. So, okay. So for number 10, it's going to find the square root and it's going to print for me. Let's execute and check. Now, if I'm executing now, you see it's going to print me the square root of the number 10 for me. So like this, we have one constant is there. So we have a constant inside in this math class called pi. We have a constant called pi is there. So I can make use of this constant called pi to find out the pi value. Okay. So I'm just using math.pi. You can see that it's going to print me the 3.14. It's going to be a pi value. Okay, you can see the pi value it's going to print for you. Okay. So like if you remember previously we wrote a program to calculate the area of a circle. So there manually we have written what? 3.14 we have written. Instead of writing 3.14, what I can do is I can call the constant called pi constant can be called, which is a part of your math class there. So I can make it of math.pi into radius I can write here. So where it's going to do the calculation of your area calculation is going to do it. Okay. You remember, right? Area of a circle calculation we have done there. Okay. So there, instead of you writing 3.14, you can call the math.pi can be called in there. Or for example, I want to find the square root of the tangent value of an angle. Okay. So for example, so you want to find out the tangent value for angle 45. What is the answer? So what is the tan 45? What is tan 45? Answer 45. Tan 45 is 45. 1, no? Let me check. Tan 45? No, it is 1.6. Acha. So, how do you say it's 1? Okay, you have been taught in the class 10 and all that, right? So in the class 10, you have been taught that tan 45 is 1. Okay, let us say we are going to do the approximation, we are going to do it. Then it is going to be, it is 1.6, then approximation should go to 2. It is not 1. You understand what I'm telling? So your learnt is what? 1. But my computer says is what? Why it is? Any idea why that is the difference? Maybe the calculation is wrong. Maybe your system is using the wrong calculation. So why? Another way means maybe what? So it is tan 45 radians. It is tan 45 radians. What you have learned? What you have learned? We have learned in degrees. We have learned in tan 45 degrees, right? Then how to convert the radians value into degrees? So pi by 180, right? So I'll call the math class dot pi by 180. Okay, understood? So let's see what is going to be there for me. Now you get 0.9. So when you approximate it, it's going to be 1. Understood? Okay, so can we do the approximation part for this? So we can call the round off. Okay. So I'm asking to do the round off. No, it's 1. It is my tan 45. Yes or no? Tan 45 degrees for me. Right? So this is my tan 45 radians. Okay, remember your system will be using default is radians value. Okay, this is my pi value. So this is square root of 10. Right, that is my square root of 10 there. So this, okay, just we wanted to test that. That's, we don't want that now. Understood? So like this, in your math class, we are having so many different methods are there and so many different properties are going to be there. So the property is like math.pi is one of the property there. So how can you make use of math.pi, math.tan, math.square, round, all that? How can you make use of them? Assume there is a class called math is there. Inside that, there is a method called tan is there. So how do you use that method tan inside the class? you have to create the instance of the class has to be created, right? You have to create the instance of the class. Then through the instance of the class, you can make the method. You can call the method using the instance object. Okay. Or what is the alternate for us? We can have the method is of the type static. You define the method as static method, you define it, then it is not necessary for you to create the instance of the class. We'll have a discussion on that once again. We'll get back to that one now. Okay. So you understood? So remember these methods which are there, the tan method, sqrt method, okay, the round method, the .py property, all these things are all what? They're all static methods which are available for me inside my math class. Now, for example, okay, see the documentation, can get the documentation of the math class by using control plus click. If you use, I'm using control plus click, I'm pressing there. So when I'm pressing that, now you see that it's going to give me what? The static method. You see the static methods will be there. Okay, you see one of the method is there called sign. Sign is, it's a static method. So I'll talk about what we talked about, tan, right? Okay, now you see the tan method is there. It's a static method. It's a static method. So you see now what? So you will be seeing the details here. So how the method has been implemented, you're going to see it there. Okay. So I'm not worried about right now the documentation part. You can just have a look at the documentation a little later. So if you want to get the documentation, you need to use simply control and then place the mouse pointer over there and just press the click button. So it will take you to the documentation part. Understood? So I want to go to the tan method. So directly I'm moving to the tan method there. Okay. Sometimes what will happen is we are not able to get the information, like for example, what is the syntax and all, you are not able to get that. Then you can just go to the documentation part and so you can get the help there. So round I'm using. So you see that the code has been written, right? Okay. So similarly, we have this system, right? So system class is there. Okay. Understood? System class I used control plus click I have used. Then I want to work with the out there, right? So out, you can see it's a static variable there, right? Which is associated with your print stream. So one more is there, what? ERR is also there for us. And one more is IN. Where is that IN gone? Okay, I'll search for it. Okay, I'll just take you to directly to the in method, in property system dot in. It's taking me to this one, but out. Okay. Yeah, it took me to the in there. So you can also see now. So in is a method. Sorry, in is a property over there. It's again, it's a static property. So like in we have it, out we are having it, ERR. So these three properties are there which have been associated with, in is associated with input device called the keyboard, out and ERR both are associated with only monitor. So that's why if you are going to use system.err.println, if you're writing, you'll see the message is going to be printed only on the monitor only. Either you can use .err, you can use, or you can use also use .out. Both are going to print me the output only onto my monitor only. Okay. So let me, yeah, any doubts over there? So remember these methods, what are there? So sqrt, tan. So we have the methods like tan is there. We have the methods like log is there. So for finding the logarithm values, we have the, okay, we'll take one more method. What is that? Round. Okay, like methods are there. Properties we are having. So properties are there like pi is there. Okay, which will help me to find out the pi value and all that. So you want to find out the exponential value. You can also have e is there. This is going to give me the exponential value like that. Understood? So you want to get the exponential value you want to get. So I want to get my e value. So let us print the e value. On screen I want to print. So math.e I'm writing it. It's going to give me the e value, exponential value it's going to give me. Okay, it's going to give me the e value there. You see, it's going to print me the e value, exponential value, 2.7 something it is, 2.1828, 1828, like that, it continues for us. Okay. So like this, the different constants are there. Okay. So which are going to be the static properties which are there for us. We can make use of them. Okay, pi and all these are going to be your properties there. So like this, so many different methods are there and so many different properties are there. You just explore the package. Okay, you can, sorry, explore the class, you'll understand them. Okay, what are different things are there for us. Okay. Yeah, any questions over here? Any questions? So how the package is created and then what is the default package that is imported? The default package that is imported is lang. So for example, you want to work with the string class. Okay, it's not necessary for you to define the import statement. Okay, let's say this is my string class, right? I'm just moving to my string class. There on top, you see the package will be there for you. So it is going to be package. The name of the package is java.lang. So this is the package name. So inside this package, I'm importing other packages. I mean, inside my class, I'm importing other packages. I'm importing it. Okay. Then the class definition starts here. Now, if you look into the class there, right? So here we are using one keyword we are using called final. So what do you mean by the final means? When I'm going to define the class of the type final, it means that the class cannot be used for inheritance. You cannot use that particular class in the inheritance. That means you cannot create another subclass from the class called string class. Understood? Normally, when you are creating a class, for example, in the previous section, in the previous sessions, we have seen, we have created a class called, okay, what's the class we created? Okay, we created a class called shape class we created. So from the shape class, we created a class called rectangle, circle, like that we have created the classes. So in that we are used extents we are used to create the class called rectangle from the class called shape. Like this, we are having a class called string classes there, but you cannot create a subclass from that one. That is, you cannot use that particular class called string class in the inheritance. So why we cannot create means because it is being defined as a final class. If any class being defined as final, that means that class cannot be used for inheritance. But you can create the objects from that particular class. Can you tell me one class whose objects cannot be created? Abstract classes. The class which is having the abstract methods, okay, are the abstract classes there. If a class consists one or more abstract methods, then the class has to be defined as abstract. Then once the class is abstract, you cannot create the instance of that particular class, but we can use that class in the inheritance, we can use it, but we cannot use it for the, you cannot use it for the, say, abstract class, you cannot use, you can use it in the inheritance, but you cannot use it for object creation, abstract classes. So whereas when you talk about your final classes, you can use it for object creation, but you cannot use it in inheritance. For inheritance, you cannot use it. That means a subclass cannot be created from the class called string class. Okay, understood? like that. So this you have to understand what is the difference between a final class and abstract class. You have to know it. Okay, the same thing we also have with the interfaces also. In interfaces also, we cannot create the objects of the interfaces. Okay, so we cannot create an object of the interface class. We cannot do it. Okay, so this is how you are going to use this class called a math class. Remember, the math class is also a part of the LNG package. It's not necessary for you to write the import statement for the LNG package. Now, if I'm going to use the classes like scanner class, if I'm going to use it now. So for example, the same thing, I don't want to calculate square root for 10, but I want to calculate square root for a number which is given by the user. Then what I can do, I need to read the number from the user. So when I want to read the number from the user, what you can do? You can make it up a scanner class can be made use of, right? We can make use of scanner class can be made use of. Okay, so you try or you want me to try? Myself? Why you don't want to try? So everything should be spoon feeding, huh? Okay, so type a number. I'll just show you one example. So I want to have the number has to be read. Then I'll make use of my scanner class. So we can divide it in 2 lines. So how we can divide it in 2 lines, the scanner creation. So I'll just use the scanner class. The scanner class, some variable name, obj I'm using, it's equal to null I'm writing. Then, so I want to create the instance now. So obj is equal to new scanner. So for the scanner class, we'll be using system.in as the argument there. So system.in, I'm using my argument there for my class. Okay, then, so I want to read that. So I want to read the value. Some variable, I'll use some variable, okay. I'll take a variable called int, some variable, okay, n I am going to take it. So I want to read the value data to this. See, observe there, for scanner, it is showing me the red baby line, it is showing it for me. Okay, indicating there is something wrong with it. I want to fix it up. Control Shift O, you just give it. It's going to fix up. That is, it's going to write the import statement. No, it has not fixed for me. Okay, I'll just give a right click on this. So when I'm placing a mouse pointer, you see that it's going to give me the. So I'm writing my quick fix. I'm selecting. Okay, I want to have this scanner class. I've selected the scanner class there. Now it's going to import this scanner class for me. Okay. Now I want to read the value for this one. Then I'll take variable n is equal to obj object dot next int I'm going to take it. Now instead of writing the square root of 10, so we want to print the square root of some value. So what is that? Square root is sqrt of n. I'll be writing it. Okay, you want to print the value there, n value. So now I want to print the square root of n. Okay, so that's how you can get the results there. Okay, so this is how you are going to work with your scanner class in combination with your math class and all that. Okay, so you try to work on more examples from the math class, like so many different methods are there. Okay, not only tan we have it, we have the cos is there, sine is there. Okay, then we have the log is there, logarithms to the base 10 is also there. Okay, log is logarithms to the base e. So like that, so many different things are there. You can just have a look into all the methods which are there as a part of your math class. Okay. One simple way of getting things is what you can go to one of the tutorial sites you can go with, or you can use your Java documentation itself. You can open it. So just give it, hold the control key and click on the math. Then it will show me all the methods are there. So you can use one by one method. You can make use of it. And not necessary to use that one also. Simply what you can do is, as soon as you type math dot to type it, you'll see all the list of methods which are there. The methods also you'll see there. You'll see all the properties, methods, everything. It will be listed for you. So you can make use of it. So there itself it shows you the syntax and all that. Okay, there you can also see that it's going to what it is going to do, what is the use of that particular method or the property, what is the use of it, that you'll see that the small help you'll be seeing it, the context sensitive help it's going to show me. So whatever I'm selecting it, so for that it shows me the help, everything it's going to show me there. So what parameters that you have to give it, what it is going to return, all that information is being given for you there itself. Okay, so you can use that and you can find out, okay, you can try to use those methods. Okay, so you have any difficulties, let us know and we'll discuss that. Okay, so right now I'm just using my Pi there. Understood? So try to work out on these examples. So you have any difficulties in working with this, we'll have a discussion. So right now we have seen how to create a simple package. We have created it, and then so we have created one class inside this one only. We have seen it. Okay. So we'll discuss more on these packages and classes concepts. Again, we will continue on tomorrow's class. Okay, right now we'll stop here.